do it outside today, so we normally do it from inside. But normally we only have one camera, so normally it's just showing the ground.
Right.
And you just hear myself. Hi folks, well welcome along to this huge clash today, SMOSH Westlakes versus Morphettville Park. My name is Tony Neal. I'll be co-hosting this afternoon with the fantastic young man to my right, Peter Welsh. Welcome along, Peter.
I'm very happy with the fantastic, and the young men I'm not too sure of, but this game I am too sure of. They're feisty. They know with only half a dozen rounds to go before the F word, the finals, we can expect some action.
Peter, you've been on the phone all week to the clubs and interviews over the boundary line, and they're as keen as anything, aren't they?
They are, Tony, but the one concern is, shared by both coaches, the ground is very boggy in certain parts. It's going to be sticky, it's going to be wet and slimy, so this could in some way detract from the performances.
What we say is a great day for footy. Well, we spoke to both coaches, Greg Phillips and, of course, Brad Farrell from Morphettville Park, Greg Phillips from SMOSH Westlakes, and we'll have a look at those interviews now.
Greg, another Saturday in paradise. You love it down here, and there are people running around everywhere. It's like village people.
Beautiful, mate. SMOSH Westlakes, no rain, no wind, and the girls are all pumped to play a good game of footy today.
You haven't changed at all. You sat down beforehand and worked it out with your assistant coach as to what the plans would be for a very important game, because it's two of the best sides today.
Oh, too right, yeah. We're sitting third, so we're not being the top four side. It's important that you try to finish in the top two. So, but I think it's just important that we really try to just win today. We've still got another 5 games in total to go. So, if we can play some good footy today and have good form going into finals, maybe we might get there. But yeah, the girls are really keen, and twos are playing really well. So yeah, SMOSH Westlakes women's footy's looking good.
A couple of quick ones. Beck McMahon coming into the team, a couple of games that she's played. I saw her walk across with little Al and her husband Tim. Isn't she keen?
Yeah, we've got a couple of women with babies and that sort of thing, and she's keen. And it's just great to see girls that used to play footy and they have a baby and come back and want to enjoy the rest of their career just playing footy. It's just not SMOSH Westlakes. You hear these stories over all the girls, over all the sides around in amateurs and in SNFL, so even AFLW. So it's really good to be part of it. Really good to be helping them.
And a final one for you. You've got a lot going on, I know, but you'd be sharing lots of thoughts for Sean Burgoyne. He'll get to 400 in a week or two. He's not playing in this game against the GWS, but he'll be ready for 400. How good's that?
How good's that, mate? And the rules now say he's sitting on he's emergency on the bench. So that was his 399th watching. So, but and then amazed to be playing against Port Adelaide in Melbourne next week for his 400th. So, yeah, my daughter Amy, Sean's wife, and the 4 kids are just so excited, and yeah, I am too, because it's a magnificent milestone. It's just absolutely unbelievable, in today's footy, especially in AFL, to be playing 400 games. It's a big pat on the back.
And all the accolades that you've received throughout a very busy season. Always a delight to shake your hand and wish you all the very best. Thanks for having a chat.
Thank you, Peter. Lovely to see you. Thank you for all your support for all the sport. Beautiful.
Well, good afternoon, and I'm here with Brad Farrell, the coach of Morphettville Park. And Brad, thank you for coming along and having a quick chat before the game, first of all. How's the squad looking?
Yeah, we've actually got off to a really good start to the season. We're sort of coming towards the end of the minor round now and sort of starting to look at what might be ahead. But yeah, we had a really good start to the season. Probably the last few weeks we haven't played as well as we'd like to, but certainly looking to get back into the form we're in the early part of the season.
Yeah, and you're sitting up there at the top of the ladder. I talk about strength of formations and game plan. A few movements in now the team. How do you work your strength of formation and the girls adapting to it? How do you find that?
Yeah, we've been pretty good. Like, we've got some really good footy brains out there, and like Cass Hartley, who's played forever at Sanford level, coming back and helping us out as defensive coach, and she's like having another coach on the field, and we're certainly smart enough to know when to go quick and when to go slow at times, and our structure's certainly getting better the more time they spend together and play together as well. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's something for us to look at too, those tactics. I love that, whether we tempo or whether we speed and release. Where will the game be won, do you think?
It's always the midfield. If you can get enough opportunity for your forwards to score, both forward lines are really strong. Having said that, both back lines are really strong as well. So I think whoever can sort of get on top early in the midfield and get those inside 50s and quality entries will be the team that will probably cash in and end up on top at the end of the game.
Yeah, fantastic. Of course, the finish to those inside 50s is very important. Mate, we have a little bit of fun here. Saturday morning prep for the coach. What's it like? Are you cat on a hot tin roof? Are you calm? And do you have any pre-game superstitions?
No, I don't. I used to. I'd wear the same pair of socks until we lost a game, and I don't do that anymore. It's too stressful. It's something I don't need to add into it. But no, I'm pretty calm until I get to the ground, and then I start to get the nerves going. Obviously, big games are a little bit more, you build up to a little bit more. But no, generally I'm pretty calm and just try to go about it. I think if the players see that I'm calm, they're calm as well. So.
And then what about actually when the toes are on the white line, when the game is on? Are you a calm coach or do you get worked up? What type of coach are we going to see today?
I'm certainly capable of both. I'm definitely capable of being calm, but I can certainly get worked up if the game's close. And sort of at the end of a close game, you're a spectator as well because you've sort of done everything you can do. But yeah, I'm probably a combination of the both, to be honest with you.
All right, Brad, and just a quick one, a couple of sponsors you might like to mention down there at Morphettville Park, very important.
Yeah, so this year we've actually got some really good awards for Best On, and the Sporting Club sponsors one of them, which is really good. They get a voucher for that, so meals and all of that. We've got Allen Real Estate who have come on board this year and give us our Best On Ground award every week, so really good there. And also there's Adelaide Coach Lines who have been a long-serving sponsor of the club as well. So we've got a lot, but yeah, just off the top of my head, the few that came to my mind there.
All right, Brad, thanks very much for spending that time with us before the game. The reserves are just about over, and we wish you all the best for the game. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And we've just had the coin toss in the middle of the ground with SMOSH Westlakes will be kicking to the left. The coin toss was won by Morphettville Park, and they will be kicking to the right. And we've got a couple of quick stats for us today, Peter.
Well, I'll bounce into the umpires for a start. Ian Milsom and Stephen Payer, those two gentlemen, Pryor I should say, they'll be looking after the stats. And the two sides are so evenly matched, Tony. They are two of the best sides in the competition, led only by Paynham, who was unscathed. But when we saw the Morphettville Park team run past our little caravan here, a lot of energy being expended. A lot of energy. They've only lost the one game and they also had a draw. They're ready to go. And as far as the side that I'm looking forward to in action, that's SMOSH Westlakes. They have been brilliant since they have jumped up and taken this league by the scruff of their neck. They won last year, and in Division 1 they lost in 2019. And as we heard from Greg Phillips earlier on, he can sniff something very, very much of substance coming into the finals.
Well, very good. And they've had a couple of good wins there. Although last week, 4-point loss to Paynham Norwell Junior, but two good wins there. And some of their better players are, of course, Ewings, Usher, Howell and Killian, watching for them today. And amongst the goals as well are Grant and Hewings. We come across to Morphettville Park, and they've had a win-loss win, 34-17, and a big win by 60 points over Broadview last week. Winning form is good. That's form, true. Peter.
Yep.
And best Armitage, Smaller, Combe and Evans, and a couple of goal scorers are Big and Maple. So the teams are in their respective huddles. We'll go to our three keys in a moment.
Whilst we're heading to the three keys, Tony, the point that you came with me, Eloise Jones, Denny Van Hagen, Ebony Marinoff, Justin Mules, Daniel Cox and Anne Hutchins. 6 players from Morphettville Park who played for the Crows in the grand final earlier this year. How about that for a very much positive sign for a side that's going to be hard to beat?
Well, they're going to be very strong,
yes,
aren't they?
They are.
What have they lost? One game for the season. So let's just quickly, as they're moving into position, interesting, SMOSH Westlakes all as a team coming over to their bench, and the Morphy Park girls are already out there. So our three keys, we're looking at strength of formations, and I spoke with one of the coaches about this, playing to instruction from the coaches and the leaders on the ground and knowing your role. The other one is execute as instructed. How are you going to best serve the team? What's your best value to the team? And also display your talents. And the game will allow for a display of playing traits and strengths. And I mention that because last week we did the game down there at Anglevale. I was super impressed with the positioning, the skill, and it wasn't just a group of people following the ball around. They ran in mobs. They set up correctly. There was third play, Peter. There's so much to look forward to. Women's football is alive and kicking.
Yep.
And really good game to watch.
Yeah, and I was a little unlucky because I took a left-hand turn and finished up in Renmark, but that was all right because I had an extra day to get back. But what I loved about it was, how does the coach know if his charges are listening? They're all standing around ready to go, but how do they know? They need to focus, and that's what we're going to be doing right now on a magnificent Saturday afternoon in downtown West Lakes.
Oh, I love it. And Molly Afalta in the ruck here for SMOSH West Lakes to the left-hand side. And young lady to the right for Morphy Park is Sarah Vanderwall. Hits the ground and bang goes Celeste Donor through the middle. Picked up though, it's still in the middle there for West Lakes. So around it comes now SMOSH. Can't quite get hold of it, so it's attacking play by Morphy Park through Neve Delaney. And I tell you what, Peter, I was looking at some of the names last night. This is a fantastic game to call. There's some sensational names out here. SMOSH West Lakes applying pressure out here. 3 or 4 of them around the ball. Interesting with the colours, yellow numbers, whereas the Morphy Park, they were called the Twisties at one point, but the orange and yellow. So ball right in front of the beautiful scoreboard over there. It's all lit up for us. Coming forward now, they go backwards to Shay Partington, who has dropped the ball, and a free kick to Morphettville Park, Peter.
First time they'll swing into attack. Sun shining, a beautiful rainbow over there. Some of their mums bringing the child and the children, as is the case with our good friend Rebecca McMahon, who of course played a lot of football for Norwood before being injured. And she's brought little Ellie along with her husband Tim, who has the responsibilities of looking after the youngster. And he's a truck driver by trade. And he says, this is all right, Ellie will be okay while Mum runs around and gets herself involved. After coming back from injury, she is a delightful person, Rebecca McMahon, known as Beck, and we'll just see whether or not she can get back into business fairly quickly. Now there's the first shot at goal. It might have cleared the pack. Let's have a look. Oh, behind only, just over the top of the pack from Melinda Speechley, and that's the first score of this quarter, the first quarter of action. A rumbling from the crowds, Tony, but we had a few sprinkles. It's not too bad at the moment.
Yeah, you're correct there, and she's a very athletic-looking young lady, Melinda Speechley. Came out well to take that mark earlier, and then couldn't quite get the shot over the top. So these are the structures I'm interested in. Leeds come this side, but she runs the other side now, the fullback. Runs a long way. That's a decent kick. That's outside 50 in any form of football. So players contesting it on the ground, just pushing it forward, getting a handball across. Nakia Wilson for SMOSH West Lakes. Down low there, beautiful pick up by the Morphy Park player. Around they come, and that's Cassandra Hartley on the left. Kicks it to space. Chloe Karamosius, very good in long sleeves. I like that. Oh, player leading out, Morphy Park. Oh, big handball. She's just missed there. And player going forward. That's Melinda Speechley having another go. It's in the forward pocket now. Around it comes Lucy Armitage, lines it up. That's a fair angle. She's kicked a miraculous goal. Lucy Armitage, you are a superstar, young lady, and that's the first goal on the board for Morphettville Park, and that's a handy goal too, Peter.
You know what they're doing by making all this noise?
Broke clear, and most importantly, realised she had just that split second to take her time, and it curved away. And our man in the green suit down there, the goal umpire, watched it spin through for a goal, the first, and it's a good start to Morphettville Park.
We're just getting the replay now. That is a fair angle too, just quietly.
Very good indeed. Just what they needed to start this game. And we mentioned too, Tony, about the conditions here a little bit on the muddy side, and particularly over where we were doing the interviews beforehand, very much muddy indeed, as Delaney is tackled hard for the Park, kicks it back towards the centre wing position. They have their first and only goal on the board. It rolls over towards the scoreboard, which has some significant history about it, and I love my history. Failed miserably at every grade at school on history, but I love sporting history. The ball on the half-back line, umpire will blow it in the middle, and he will do so. And very, very quickly, Rodney John Boy Moody, 4 decades of service to the club as an administrator and a volunteer, passed away in 2015. Scoreboard named after him. 4 decades.
Fantastic.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah,
wonderful.
That's a fair effort.
4 decades. Good grief, that's a long time. Anyway, it's a goal. 117, the goal scorer, Lucy Armitage. And we have SMOSH Westlakes, who are in attack, you'd say, for probably the first time, Tony.
Yeah, but the umpires turned it over, so they haven't got inside 50 yet, and we're getting our stats from Cam today, which we appreciate. So a Molly Duker, a left footer we call that, Cassandra Hartley, little kick out there to the wing, and Shay Partington it is, kicks it back. And guess what? They haven't kicked the kick. Cassandra Hartley it is, on the half-back flank. So Westlakes, that's a dangerous kick coming inside on that angle, and this is the reason why they'll go inside 50. A scrubbing kick, geez, that's a perfect bounce. The Morphettville Park player had to stand and wait, and a strong tackle by Remy Grant. I love these names. Remy Grant.
Feel like drinking it, don't you?
Really good tackle there. So up they go, the ruckman. It's come forward now, just a tap forward by Grant. She's applied a second tackle. She's a strong young lady in there. Comes out into that boggy patch you were talking about, Peter, and number 13 there is Rachel Killian, vice captain. Just a touch offline there, but they are on the board. So 1 point to 1 goal 1, and this is Cammy Williams kicking in.
Good
Runs
story.
a distance.
Sorry, mate, I was going to say, good story about Rachel Killian, who played for West Adelaide for a period of time, unfortunately got injured, and I say this with the utmost respect. She did a bit of work on the radio station I was working at then. She was so good, but she wanted to get back to playing football, and she's back to playing football, and I'm thrilled by that. Good work to you, Rachel Killian. Picked up in the centre now. It's Partington is going to run in and kick a fair distance towards full forward. No one can take the mark down there. A kick off the ground would be sufficient for it to happen.
Oh, Peter, they've heard the call.
Yes, they've shoveled it off the ground, but unfortunately the kick by Tamika Cox is through for a behind. So SMOSH Westlakes 2 behinds. Morphettville Park 117 with Lucy Armitage kicking the only goal.
So in it comes. Just put a feet to the ball then, Neve Delaney. But well done here, young lady. Picked up. That's a nice long kick too out of the back line. The big ruckman goes at it. Molly Affolter couldn't take it, coming through. Jessica Dorr puts it up high. Oh, a little handball in trouble there. And yeah, double tap. You've called that correctly, Peter. That's good eyes. And a free kick. It's going to be taken from outside 50. There's not too many that'll kick a goal from here. Shay Partington puts it into, we call it the hot spot. It's almost the muddy spot. But nice patch of green, and Molly's got it. And have a listen to them screaming, because we always taught with coaching, the chick that screams the loudest gets fed the most food. With the little
Is that
nest.
politically correct?
So, the little chick in the nest. So, Molly Affolter, fair way out. A nice looking kick right into what we call the teeth of goal. Up it goes. Down at, I tell you what, Cassandra Hartley, she's getting leather poisoning already early in the game, and this is Casey Fraser after it. Puts it back in a dangerous position for SMOSH Westlakes. This is the opposite end of the ground to Lucy Armitage's goal at the other end. So a throw in, no, a free kick.
Bit of a change to Alex Mason coming on, and I'm not sure what the story is with Alex, because she's got her right leg heavily bandaged. Doesn't seem to be in any way causing any issues as she jogs along, but she's out in the middle now of this spectacular venue with games of all sorts being played. I came early morning and you had to wander around, pardon me, and the red cordial was going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, so there'd be some kids who won't sleep for about a month because school holidays have started. And were they out of control this morning? Working beautifully.
Anyway, up it goes over on that far side. All the players been over that far side, Peter, apart from about 2 kicks here. So players on the ground. I call that the rolling maul in rugby, a throw in here. And special thanks to our sponsors today. Our boundary rider is brought to us by Villies, Taste the Difference, and our interchange brought to us by Interchanger, the hands-on AFL team rotation software expert. So ball in, wrestling it out there, Sarah Vanderwall. Well done out of the ruck. Gee, Westlakes have punched that the wrong way. To their advantage, though, Jessica Dorr comes around. She's been quite stoic out on that far side. Good bit of teamwork. Kendall Howell it was for SMOSH Westlakes. Just a pumping ball forward. It's enough. That is a lovely kick in. The big ruckman's come forward, and I reckon she's changing down there, Peter. Molly Affolter is, you wouldn't take her off the ground. You'd leave her on the ground, and she's going to wind up. Just kick it into a dangerous position. Good lead comes. Unable to take it to Tamika Cox. Another throw in. Our scores are brought to us by Sports Interactive on the scoreboard today. Our game clock by Adelaide Starbus. And our replays and stats by Dartfish.
Have you got any thongs to give away?
We have, and a beanie.
Perfect weather for thongs. My toes are blue already. In the forward pocket. Neatly kicked away there by Cammy Williams. Now taken away from her, and the shot long towards full forward. Across the face of the goal front. SMOSH Westlakes are kicking for goals inaccurate. 3 behinds now. Now what have we got there?
The last 4 inside 50s.
Yes. Now that was our stats man. I hadn't seen him, but he appeared from nowhere.
Snuck up the invisible man, Cam.
Cam's done very well when he had those jeans on that had holes in them everywhere. Perfect winter jeans.
Give him a pair of thongs to match. Righto, no, he's doing a great job. Far wing it is. Great pickup by Jessica Dorr, but unfortunately just put off as she kicked that. But that one take, this is what I'm talking about. The skills in women's football is fantastic. One take to pick that up below the knees, and that's something that recruiters and so on, the experts, look at as we see. Number 44 has come on, Melina Pole, she's out this side of the ground. Dangerous position in the middle of the ground if they can get it to her, but she's actually running across the ground now, and she's going to go right onto the ball. As that far side throw in, couple of cars up on the hill there, 3 points it is to 1-1. Morphy Park, they went forward early in the quarter, but I tell you what, it's been all SMOSH Westlakes. Geez, going up there, Celeste Donor. I don't think she's the normal ruckman. Player picking it up and strong tackle to ground. They're just getting on top here, aren't they, Peter? That's holding the ball there.
They'd be frustrated, and I'm sure that the senior warrior, Greg Phillips, would be frustrated because his Chargers have had the ball on many occasions but haven't been able to convert as the ball kicked by Partington deep into that forward pocket position. Running back hard, Fraser. Fraser has it, lost it, got up, fell over. Killian, her running assistant, went in. Here's the very much to the fore, Molly Affolter, in towards that forward pocket, and it runs over the boundary line. And yet again, that number 2-0, Tony, Molly Affolter, she is doing very well.
I've already put a dot next to her. That means you're in line for a pair of thongs, maybe.
Well, you can present those to her if you wish. Throw in. Attempted knock away by Cass Hartley, who started in the first few seconds very well, but then dropped away. Now there's a whistle.
Yeah, Partington again.
Oh, okay.
Too far out, isn't she? Yeah. Too far out, do you reckon, Peter?
Oh, you know, there's a bit of mud to get through. And she centres with the kick. Killian's the target, pushed out of the pack, rushes back in to try and grab hold of the contest. Can't do so. Alex Mason's in there, number 10, but the clearance is fine. Kalamushas has kicked the ball well for Morphettville Park. Back towards halfback. Westlake's back into attack. The kick is a little bit shaky, and the mark of defence is taken by Marty Martino. Yes. 117 Morphettville Park to the hometown heroes, SMOSH, and they are 3 behind. SMOSH Westlake are 3 behind.
So Maria Martino kicked that out wide, and we'll see a throw in. There's one car on the whole hill over there. And I reckon we've got it in screen. That's great work by our cameraman up top there. Geez, that umpire throws that ball high. Look at them. They just stop, wait for it. That's a nice punch out by Pole now. Around the corner comes Neve Delaney. She's had a bit of it. Gives it straight back to SMOSH Westlakes. Rebecca McMahon, hard at it over there. Players tumbling down. Free kick taken too low, I believe, by the umpire. Doing a good job out there, the umpire. So, low kick. And turned it over again. I'd like to know what the turnovers are as well, because, geez, I tell you what, they've really picked up SMOSH Westlakes. They tend to get it down here okay. Number 13 is Rachel Killian, the vice-captain. It's when they get down around the 50 or inside the 50, it tends to be turned over. Morphy Park just can't get past this wing. So player standing still to receive. Not a good spot to be in, just turns and bombs. But they're going forward. Slowly but surely. Look at the numbers here for SMOSH Westlakes. This way, that way. That's very cute play there. Comes around. Player gets around. That's a bit better. That's a long kick down the wing. Going up. Almost able to take that off a spoil. Tamika Cox on that far side. Player, geez, that's going. Putting her head over the ball. 2 people come in and converge on her, Peter, and tackle to the ground.
Yes, it hasn't been all that pretty, but most of the play has been on the opposite side of where we're sitting, Tony, and it's been a healthy respect for both sides, seeing that they are sitting comfortably in the first 2 out of 3 positions on the ladder. And as Greg Phillips said in our pre-match interview, 4 or 5 games to go. They've got to win these games now and grab a double chance at the absolute minimum.
Well, opportunity knocks today, doesn't it? Here's your opportunity. Can you stand up and really make a go of it against the team that's sitting second on the ladder?
Yep, good contest.
Look at them around the ball there. Wow.
We saw Rebecca McMahon jump in earlier on too, and it's good to see her getting some touches. Now there's a holding the ball call, and that's gone, I would think, against Taylor Lovett, who's the captain.
Yeah.
And the defensive free kick goes the way of Tess Morecambe with Morphettville Park 1-1-7 to SMOSH Westlakes 3 behind.
And Melinda's speech is just straightening them up there. They can't get it into her jukes, and I tell you what, it's turned around quickly. And here's the opposite end, Molly Affelter. I reckon she's taken 4 or 5 marks. A left-handed handball, just pops it out. They're using the ball so well. Shay Partington, she's in line for some thongs maybe. Just squares it up there. Couldn't quite get it to Danielle Higgs for SMOSH Westlakes. They've got numbers though, but a handball to a contest. Players just holding that ball together there. Umpire comes in and balls up. Talking about our pre-game interviews, our pre- and post-game brought to us by catch.com.au. Screaming good deals. And our football today, live filming and match day specialist filming footy with our stream coming along. So it looks like our boundary riders are arriving as well. This is going to be sensational. So far side it is Nakia Wilson. This way, that way. They come inside. They're not afraid to do that. I like that. Tegan Usher it is now, just straightening it up a little bit. She's also looking inside. The lead comes from Rose Russell. Support is there, and that's actually a nice mark. I'll tell you what, Cassandra Hartley, Peter, she's had a bit of it as well.
Yeah, we threw those names around earlier on, including names like Ebony Marinoff and Anne Hatchard. They're quality people. There's no doubt about it. And you don't lose that quality overnight. You continue to use that quality, and that's what's happening as we see the ball at centre wing. In goes Maddie Smith, can't take it, and the ball will be tossed in the air. I'll just check that time clock because we're now up to 16 and a half minutes in this first term. And a chance for the Park. Morphy Park bursting out of the middle. Good kick down the ground by Lucy Armitage, who scored the only goal so far. It's in the forward pocket. Umpire has blown the whistle. There's going to be a free kick, I think. Yes, there is. The free kick has gone to Sammy Allen. Look, from where we are, it's a bit hard to judge, but she'd have to be kicking from 35. Good luck, Sammy. Crosses the white chalk. Jabs at the ball and just offline. She actually kicked it quite well, but wasn't accurate. And Morphettville Park are now 1-2-8 to SMOSH Westlakes. 3 behind here as we just open up the door and we let a bit of breeze blow in and we get even colder.
And, just a bit of a stabbing kick. Geez, I'll tell you what, the fullback's run out a long way. She's got players lining up. Oh, they just almost spoil each other. Casey Fraser, another good player. Takes the mark. Look at her. I like this. They just stop, look around, bit of tempo, gives it a bit of air, but that's a strong mark. Emma McDonald, SMOSH Westlake. So they're really on that far wing, which narrows the ground now. That's a fair run up there, Peter. Look at that. And you commentated
no.
Dennis Silly, did you? That's a fair run up. Anyway, it's come back in for Morphy Park, but look at it. Backwards and forwards. Now they've got numbers. They are away here. Rachel Killian it is. Yeah, I like that. She just stopped and had a look. Oh, why wouldn't you? Molly Affelter. And she's away. She's a long way out. Kicks it in towards the goal square. There's no one home. Morphy Park now with Tess Morecambe. A long kick out. That is a fair kick because that's going to take 2 kicks to get back in. The race is on. Have a look at them battle for it. Well done, Sarah Wilton. Got a head down to it. Couldn't quite. What a great battle that was out there on that far side. Wilton goes again. Gets a kick in. Unable to take the mark. May have been held, that player. Umpire says play on. So around the corner it comes. And I'll tell you what, she is a great target. Molly Affelter. Really liked her game. So she's put her head down over the ball. She's done enough for the team now, and that's what I spoke about in those keys. Do your thing for the team, and Shay Partington as well. So a ball up now. I think Affelter, I thought she was going to go up in the ruck, but didn't give the ball back properly. So 25 metres given by the umpire.
She's been so good from in the middle, but she's gone forward, taken marks, had kicks, and now she's perched in that forward pocket. So she's going to be a very tired girl at the end of this game. She's been about the place for the entire first quarter, and it would be so disappointing for SMOSH if they lost a goal right on quarter time. That won't be the case. Clearance from fullback around towards centre wing. High leap from Partington. Couldn't take the grab. Well picked up there by that's Celeste Donna. Donna's kick bangs the ball back towards half forward. They chase hard. Who's going to grab it? The ball sticks in the mud. It gets flicked out. And running is the call. It's Chloe Camarosh who's kicking towards forward pocket. Is rolling towards the line. Not quite. Left boot to ball. Ooh. And it rolls over the boundary line to end the first quarter, and there's just a little bit of a push and a shove, but we're okay. So it's quarter time, and it's Morphettville Park 1-2-8. The goal scorer, Lucy Armitage, and SMOSH Westlake 3 behinds. Not a lot of scoring, Tony, but a fair amount of action, as you would expect when you've got two of the top sides playing in this competition.
Yeah, you're correct, Peter, and I don't reckon the conditions have really changed much. It's a good quality game, and the last 7 tackles were by Morphettville Park. So that was an interesting stat. I wouldn't have thought that. So they must have been really applying some pressure there. So some good things for both coaches to go to, and we'll take a short break, and I believe we're going to have a boundary rider in a moment as well.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we've got our special boundary reporter, is Christina Shepherd.
Thanks, guys. I've just been over to the huddles and for SMOSH. We're looking at pushing up in the forward lines a bit, getting in front and picking up the speed. It's been a great game against the Morphies so far, so we're looking to keep up that skill, that pressure and getting in front up in the forward lines. See what the next quarter brings. Thanks, guys.
Christina's right on the money there. Look out. She was punching out all the good stuff, all of those cliches from what the coaches say. Didn't she do it well?
Yeah, fantastic. A seasoned performer, one might say. And good on her. We might see if we can get hold of a dartfish beanie for us. So we'll go to some stats now.
You won't get that microphone back, I'll tell you that.
No, so we're going to have a look at some stats here. And inside 50s were 9-5 for SMOSH Westlakes there. The tackles 15-18. So those 7, Peter, in the last part of that quarter are telling for Morphettville Park. It's almost like the message might have gone out there. So come on, you girls, get into it a bit.
Do you reckon there's any breeze out there, Tony? What do you think?
No, well, there's no windsock. Kevin Sheedy's tied it up again, but there's only a little bit of a zephyr over there. And just quickly, the hit-outs were 3-7 Morphy Park's favour. And interesting with the coach, pre-game, just saying that the clearances were going to be the important part because both back lines and both forward lines are going to be similar. So we'll just see what they've got to say here.
That's, when we call the play for the first 2 or 3 minutes, and that early goal to Armitage, which was brilliantly called by yourself, and you think, they're out of the blocks. They're the red dog in a greyhound race. They're on the bunny. And yet, after a few minutes, when we saw the emergence of a Falter who was doing so well, and I thought the other player out of the middle, Rachel Killian, number 13, she was very strong. But the only thing they didn't do was hurt the opposition on the scoreboard.
Yes, you're correct. I liked Molly Affelter up forward. She really gave a lot to Smosh Westlakes, because it gets down there. It's one thing to get it down there, but can you keep then going and maybe have a go at goal rather than it coming back out? There's nothing worse than being a midfielder and the ball comes back over your head very quickly. And then Morphy Park as well. They, after those couple of scoring forays, as you said, they didn't really get it past centre-half forward there.
Now some words just creeping through via Greg Phillips to say that Erin will be down here later this afternoon.
Oh, yes.
And Julie, Greg's wife, they'll be coming along. And, of course, as we heard Greg say during the interview, the Burgoyne connection all getting ready to go and see Dad play his 400th AFL game. What an achievement by a super person, Silk, affectionately known at the Hawthorn Footy Club, and good on him. There wouldn't be too many people, Tony, who would do anything other than stand and applaud the career of Sean Burgoyne.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? And there's a fair heritage in that Phillips lineup, isn't there? Good on him, you know, and great family. And geez, you'd love to sit at the dinner table and just talk footy. Oh, I could do that for 7 days a week. Umpire holds the ball aloft in the middle. You're with Peter Welsh.
1-2 to 3 behinds. Close game. That's what we want. And we want to see both sides as Killian tried to bust clear out of the middle. Good tackle in there. Strong, vice-like grip. Celestina Donut got herself involved. Felton knocked the ball clear from the second bounce in towards the half-forward line. Tenera doesn't do the chasing. Hard to pick it up. It's sticky out there. We did suggest in the previous games played today, players had trouble with the mud, and it looks as if this will continue as the ball on the half-forward line for Smosh Westlakes, who are doing the chasing out there. Can't get access to the ball. Running in hard is Tamika Cox, and it'll be a fresh start. So no change to the scoreboard. It's as you were since quarter time. 1-2-8 to 3 behinds.
And Molly Affelter is doing a great job. She's in the ruck again. She started in the ruck, but she's right down there. She's followed that ball down. Just watching her moving. Look, she's the only one jogging now down the position. She's coming out now to set up. Just her smarts in being a footballer, knowing where to run. As Morphy Park come out now, just couldn't quite get the fingertips to it, was Olivia Evans. She's having a good battle. I'll tell you something in a moment on the far side. And they take off here. I like this Morphy Park, and that's Evans it is that takes off out to space. They've also got Lucy Armitage out here. Goes the other side there, Ella Little, and finds her player. So how dare we try and pick something here? She knew what she was doing. Her vision out there is different to us here, and that's a great kick. It's this kick in. Player standing still there. Let it come to Tess Maple. Big collision there. They don't look good there. They're both just holding up there. She's kicked 21 goals for the season. This might bring her back in. Thanks very much for that, Peter. That's a great stat, but she might be in a little bit of trouble here coming in. That was a fairly... You look at this coming in. Bang, they both went to ground. It took a long time to come up. Well, she's kicked 21. I'd probably suggest she's a fair way out. But I'll tell you what, she's lining up. The leads come. I like to see that. In she comes, Tess. Close to the person on the mark. Hits to the hot spot. Oh, couldn't quite get it. Was Lucy Armitage. Geez, I'll tell you what. Molly Affelter, there must be 3 of her out there. Didn't she change ends? Unusual kicking style, but so effective there. Sarah Vanderwall takes a bounce. I love to see that. Athletic. Kicks over the players, and guess what? She's turned it straight over. Cassandra Hartley drops it. Second effort is good. That's not a mark, young lady. It looked like she was showing the mark, but she was holding the ball up. Sort of a backhanded handball. That'll come as a left-hander down the track. Geez, that was a quick flick out, we'll say. Samantha Decina. Players after the ball. Cassandra Hartley picks up. Taken high, low, everywhere. She's adjudicating to the umpire. Anyway, fumbling after it here, Smosh Westlakes. Geez, I'll tell you what, Peter, the umpire has let this go a long time, and you're on for the ball up, sir.
Ian Milson Stephen Pryor. They are the two men in green. How dare they wear green? Where are the days gone when we had white? Now they've got that many colours out there, it's like rainbow bright. Give all the colours to your grandkids, they'd be happy. The numbers are all right. The jumpers look a little bit, well, the same as the jumpers of the opposite team. And now it's a chance for SMOSH Westlakes to come forward. That's Hooper. Hooper's kick into the forward pocket. Bounces clear. It's going to be grabbed down there by Van der Waal. Left boot to ball, back towards centre wing. Bounces loose. Picked up by Killian, who went to go for the kick. Missed it. Flick back out. Good work, Speechley. Speechley got the hand pass forward. Morphettville Park banged the ball down the ground. Rebecca McMahon has the bicycle helmet on. She races back for it, picks it up. She's in trouble. She could be pinged. Oh, she was lucky. Very lucky, I thought. Should have been holding the ball. And it almost came back out there to Dona, who can't take it. There's a scramble, and there will be a bounce. 3 behinds to 1, 2-8. And the Beck McMahon might have been a little bit lucky.
So up they go in the ruck now. Not a lot of them around the ball. The wings have stayed out. There's a nice little battle here if you see the camera will pan to number 4 and number 14. Olivia Evans from Morphy Park and Alicia Fitzgerald. They're touching each other. They're on each other that close that they've got an arm on each other and they are watching each other like hawks. There's a young girl over here on the bench, Riley Ritchie, not too good. She's come off and they're just attending to her. So she's just on the bench as we speak. She came off just in back play here. But anyway, it's back down with the big ruckman. Oh, there's a big collision. But it's a safe tackle. I like to see that. And Lucy Armitage, wow, that was a great effort. Comes forward now. Can they get it past? No, they can't. Oh, around the corner. Amelia Rusden, a soccer off the ground. That will do it. Sarah Wilton has kicked a sausage roll, Peter.
Good snap. They just kept persisting. No one back on the line protecting that last line of defence. It rolled and they all watched with glee as they get their second 6-pointer.
There's the replay there. Just, off the ground. And anything will do. Puts them up on the scoreboard. 2 goals, 2-14 to 3 points. SMOSH Westlakes. And I tell you what, SMOSH Westlakes being a home game, a game that they need to maybe really start pushing now if they're going to get a win on the board.
Yes, and look, I think the tempo's been elevated by the side that kicked the only goal in the first quarter, and they run down the ground there, and they ran down in droves. And now the ball just wide of centre, and they're getting a little bit now of more certainty out of the centre, although as we speak, there's a free kick that's been dragged out of that to Partington.
She's had a fair bit of it too, Peter.
She has, yes. Now, the kick to half forward, Maddie Smith will take it because her opponent fell over. So Maddie Smith kicks down the ground into the forward pocket. It rolls, it rattles. Wilton's out there for Morphettville Park. Good pick up in defence. Westie's back, or the Mosh side, back towards the centre of the ground. Rachel Killian kicks well towards that half forward line, but there's a roadblock over there. They can't get there. They can't get any movement whatsoever. Hand pass comes out of the pack. Scrambly play now, still watching to see who's going to get access to the ball. It's flicked back over the top. Running back is Fraser. Fraser had it. Oh, she's dragged by the leg. Umpire said no. No free kick in that play on. No scrambling going on. SMOSH desperately trying to get a score down there, but you've got to give credit to the Park in defence. They've done very well, although out of the pack it comes. Lovett kicks it quickly towards that boundary line. It rolls clear. Kick will go in towards full forward. Fraser's there. Kid off the ground. Kid off the ground. I think she does. We'll wait and see. She does. She threw the boot at it on once, twice, 3, 4 times. But eventually it went through for a goal there. First, SMOSH Westlakes 139. Morphettville Park 2-2-14. I wasn't trying to make her hear what I was saying, but she should have done it, and she did.
She must have a little TV out there and be watching the broadcast, because I tell you what set that up was the other player that came streaming out. A really good attack on the ball, wheeled around and kicked that in. And that was great teamwork. And Casey Fraser it is who socketed that through. And I tell you what, the ground is bathed in sunshine. This is fantastic. Big number 17 out there, Lauren Beck. Look at her. She's roared out. She's going to attack this with vim and vigour if she's not worn out from the run. Well, she went up and down and nothing happened. Sarah Wilton it is, but nice kick forward. That's a great kick by Rachel Killian. It's in the dangerous spot here. Smosh Westlakes. Rose Russell, can they get two in a row? Player breaks free. Our last goal scorer, Casey Fraser. High, wide and handsome. Gives the boundary umpire something to do, and it'll be a free kick to Morphettville Park. But I tell you what, Peter, they're pushing now.
It's a
They're coming hard.
game.
It's good. It's good to see by Smosh Westlakes. We haven't seen much play down our end of the ground in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Morphettville Park kick it back in. Guess who's there? I love this player, Molly Affelter. Gets it, pumps it back forward again. Players bobbling around there with the ball. Quick handball out. Player did very well to hang off there. Remy Grant, just good structure, but popped that out of bounds on the full, unfortunately, in that forward pocket, Peter.
They've got to shut down the play of Rachel Killian, number 13. She is doing so much damage. She's parked at centre half back at the moment, or centre half forward. She's getting a lot of stats, and she has had a significant influence on this particular game.
And they've got her and Molly Affelter. Look at them, both in this pack.
Yes. Now the ball will be driven or kicked. It's not a golf score, but it's kicked across towards centre half back. Oh, it beats Armitage. That's going to be awkward. Hand pass comes. Killian's caught brilliantly holding the ball. Magnificent tackle. She was ready to go, Tony. She was ready to run in and say, look out, this ball will hit my boot. And away it will go, but the tackle was superb.
So time and space cut down brilliantly there by Morphettville Park, and that's a nice kick out the wing to what we call fresh grass out there. If they can get this loose, 3-on-3 out there, player just coming in there, Hannah Scholar at the back of the pack for Morphettville Park to make that three. Up it goes. Wow, charging in there was the Morphettville Park player, but they're going to repel again, coming through there. And Lauren Beck's had a bit of it since coming on the ground. Nice kick in. Almost too far by Smosh Westlakes now. Geez, I tell you what, this has made it difficult. They're under pressure, Morphettville Park. Can't pick it up. Natalie Hadjikostas, the captain. Umpire has let this go and said, Natalie Hadjikostas, it is your free kick. So Hadjikostas it is. She's looking inside. I wouldn't go there because that came undone last time. So she's come out this side. Players converge on it. Unable to take it. Oh, just a bit of a soccer tried there by Melina Pole. And then a teammate. Oh, that's great work just to keep it alive. Head over the ball. That's our winger, Neve Delaney. Really having a go here. Geez, they're going in hard. Umpires let this go immensely, I would say. Just really letting play go. Can't pick it up, Rose Russell. So around it comes backing up Rachel Killian. She has had a pole of it, Peter. You're correct there. Look at it being held in there. Thank goodness Hannah Scholar comes in. Applies a strong tackle on the Smosh Westlakes player. And we'll have a ball up. Half forward flank.
Next thing to happen in the women's football, which continues to develop. I'll talk about that in a sec because as we speak, a real chance for Smosh in their forward pocket, only metres away from the goal front. I'll put the glasses up as there are players all over the shop running in quickly, trying to get access to it. Killian's in there, doesn't come out to her, came out to her teammate down there. That's Mason, taken away from that player, back towards centre wing. It'll be gathered over there by Amelia Rusden for the Park. She gets a hand pass back towards Armitage. Armitage's kick will go towards the boundary line and over. And Tony, what they do, of course, in the AFL and the Sandful and all those leagues is, you know how far your charges do run when they put the little GPS on.
Yes.
That'll be next year, I reckon.
Oh,
That'll be
sure.
next.
Well, you have a look at, well, there she is again. I was just going to say, Molly Affelter, she's everywhere out there. She's back, she's forward. Oh, player taking the ground there, couldn't get a boot to it. Rachel, so she's had two strong tackles on her now, and I think they've picked up, Peter, on what you were mentioning earlier. She's been very influential in the game, but to Morphettville Park's credit, they've applied two very strong tackles and brought her to ground, and the ball, of course, goes to Morphettville Park. Player just throwing her hands in the air because difficult to see if there's someone that she can kick to. That ball went probably 5 or so metres longer than what they thought. Maria Martino just handing the ball back to the umpire, and Melina Pole in ruck up against Lauren Beck. They push in. I like to see the player at the back. That's why. That one player at the back, some of the men can learn from this. Put a player behind the pack because you never know what the boundary umpire is going to do or the flick back. So that is fantastic by that player, Tegan Usher. Oh, just taken out there. And umpire. Now, let's just see. I was saying there earlier, umpire's been throwing it very high over there and long. So in it comes again. Over the back it goes. This is what we're talking about. Morphy Parker set up. Look at him running through. That's a great setup there. Wow, 3 or 4 in a row here. There's a player all on her own out here. Alexandra Nana's run on an half forward flank. She's out here if they can get it to her. Now it comes her way. That is a great kick as well. Nan came off the interchange bench. 2 on to 1. I'll tell you what, Smosh Westlakes have done very well there. Tied it up. There's a bird on the ground. One with feathers on it as well. He better get off. Anyway, strong tackle. Umpire said held on too long. Smosh Westlakes through number 10 out there, Alexandra Mason, who's had a little bit of it in recent times. She's come square, Peter, towards the wing, but missed kicks, and that's a strong mark by Neve Delaney out there.
Some good intentional fighting hard for the football going on as we speak, as we get towards half-time in a very tight encounter. 2 of the best sides in the competition chasing Paynham, who haven't been beaten this year yet. Hand pass at half-back. That'll be gathered nicely by Alicia Fitzgerald. Back to the centre of the ground. But all at Morphettville Park, the hand pass will come by way of Ritchie. In towards the forward pocket. And that's a good mark too. Running the same way as the football and being able to make that judgment. Well taken by Nicole Hooper. Goes across the ground, she's protecting. It's hooked back, should have been marked there, wasn't, by Delaney. She'd be disappointed. In goes Partington, off the ground. Chance now for Nan. She got a hand pass. I can smell a goal coming up. Kick on the left foot in towards full forward is marked. Marked down there by Maddie Smith. And Maddie will fire for goal. In towards full forward. She went the short pass. Maddie, what did you do there? Maddie went the short pass and it's rolled over the boundary line and there's a bit going on off the ball. And the umpire says, I'll take it. Well, maybe just a bit over the top with playing on when it looked like there was a possibility for a goal. Boundary right again into action. It's all going here. Beautiful day for football. Out of the middle. Kick down towards the centre half forward position. Neatly gathered in that position there by Catafolitis. Back towards the centre half back position for Smosh Westlakes. Good kick into the middle. Fitzgerald runs down towards half forward. Lovely mark in defence. It's kick for kick there, Tony. The score is 2-2-14 to 139 in this second quarter. We have now played 16 minutes.
Armitage's got a good set of jets out there too. Put them on, and that's courage. Good football. Just put a player under trouble there, Sarah Witten, but they've got it back. That is great running by Morphy Park. If they can capitalise here, pick it up, young lady. Anything will do, but Smosh Westlake stoic in defence, and what a battle we've got on our hands here, and very well done there, just holding it up. But that bit of play there by Morphy Park, chain of 3 handballs that all hit, and a kick forward to put them in a real dangerous position right on a couple of minutes to go maybe. Witten it was, got up. Player held. She's trying to still run through. Gets a handball out. These umpires have really let it go. Smosh Westlake's player down now. I hope she's okay. Number 1, Rebecca McMahon in back play. Anyway, it's out at half forward now. This chain of handballs, they're out in space now. Still a long way out. Player squares it up. She lifted the eyes. Couldn't quite get it to Maria Martino, so Smosh Westlakes will clear. Only as far as Neve Delaney. She's had a fair bit of it. That mud's making it a little bit hard. She picks it up and gets sat on by the umpire. And we are having a ball up again. Bathed in sunshine out here. It's beautiful. Anyway, through they come. Smosh Westlakes trying to stoically turn that around, or diving forward there. Tegan Usher could have been taken in the back, and I'll tell you what, they have a ding-dong battle. So our number 4 here, Alicia Fitzgerald, the wing, just pulls out of that pack, which I like to see. Player ran into, shepherded out. She pretty much ran into a brick wall there. She was only standing still, Lauren Beck, but I think this is this Celeste Stoner who's been taking a few of the rucks. Doesn't look that tall from here, but nice kick in. Can they mark? That is a great mark, Smosh Westlakes. And I was talking to you the other day about this, Peter, when we commentate. You part commentate, part fan. Just like to see great football being played. And that was a great mark there, Nicole Hooper. Yep. Steadies it down now, out wide. Can we see another passage of play? Morphy Park now, it's up and about. 2 handballs. Can they get a kick in? They can. Centres the ball. Bobbling around. Smosh Westlake's clear again.
They're under a lot of pressure at the moment. Unfortunately, when you visit the shop with lots of money to spend and you can't buy what you want to buy, they can't get a goal. They can't buy one.
There we go.
Marking defence is taken under no real pressure by Shane Partington. That score, 2-2-14 to 139. 5 points the difference. And in this quarter, let's have a look. We have got 19 minutes of play having elapsed. And in the quarter, we've had both sides kicking just the one goal. This has been spirited stuff, exactly what you'd want to see in this world of women's football. A good, strong competition from these two sides. So evenly matched. Nothing in this game whatsoever. Ball's at half forward for Morphettville Park. Can't be cleared away. The knock forward there by Lauren Beck. Couldn't knock it anywhere except into a gathering of just about 10 or a dozen players. And it's going to be taken back there by Beck herself, who decides to play on. She's going to have to run and do the shepherding. She'd better hurry, holding the ball. No! Yes, says the umpire. Had to be a call holding the ball.
Jeez, they're in a rush. Look at them play it down on their own here, Peter.
But why did they do that anyway? The free kick has gone to Delaney.
Look at the urgency too. They're all up and about on the bench.
There'd be 20 players she's going to kick the ball to. Oh. And it's slapped away with the palm of the hand by a Smosh Westlakes player. And they're very fortunate as the siren sounds. And it's one of the meekest and mildest sirens I've ever heard.
Don't want to scare. There's a lot of dogs here, Peter, and you know what they're like with different whistles and bells and sounds. So there's actually a dog over the boundary line. So what we've got our boundary rider, Christina Shepherd, who's going to maybe interview the captain, but it doesn't look like she wants to have an interview. Yes, she will. So this is fantastic. So great work here. We're just getting ready for Christina now, and close game on the scoreboard. So we have with us Tilara Lovett and Christina Shepherd doing the interview.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Smosh Westlake's captain, Tilara. How do you think the girls are going for the first half?
We're a bit slow to start off with, but I feel like this next half we'll definitely use full force and go for it. But like I said, we're starting to slowly pick up and get to the ball straight away.
And how do you think your personal game's going? Anything to focus on for the next half?
Personally, I'm actually pretty crook at the moment, so it's a bit hard to be out there with a banging headache, but I'll do the best I can to support the girls.
No worries. All the best to the Smosh team. Let's bring it home in the second half. Right. Thanks, T.
Well, you are. There's an exclusive. The captain saying she's pretty crook with a headache. You don't hear that happen very often. But you feel for her, though.
Yes, well, you wouldn't. Good on her to be out there. That's fantastic. So the last inside 50s were to Morphettville Park, and they were really pushing that ball in and just couldn't capitalise down there. And I'll tell you what, there was a lot of screaming and yelling. There's a lot of screaming and yelling by the, not so much the coach's bench, but the girls on the interchange here to get it forward, and they couldn't quite do it. So there is our scoreboard. 2 goals to 14 to 1 goal, 3-9. So a 5-point lead still to Morphy Park, and we're going to take a short ad break.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Balls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Don't you just love being at the football? But more importantly, when the scrap that you're watching is like the one we've got in front of us now. It's close, it's tight, and it's half-time with just 5 points the difference. Morphettville Park 2-2-14. SMOSH Westlakes 1-3-9. The footballers strut their stuff. They do it superbly. But behind the scenes, they need to have presidents like Brad Smith from the Morphettville Park Club to talk about... No, he's not from Morphettville. He's from SMOSH. Westlake SMOSH.
He's watching Morphettville Park.
And he's going to talk to us about how good his job is at the footy.
Noisy, Brad. Everybody's yelling out. And you know what they're doing by making all this noise? They're indicating they're enjoying themselves.
Oh, look, we always enjoy ourselves here at SMOSH, mate. It's always a good family day. Definitely.
And the family affair is pretty much stretched because this game itself, this is a big one. In the first two in the top four should be a beauty.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. We've played Morphies twice already this year, and they've got the points so far. So we're out for revenge.
Always very, very important to mention, if you can, a couple of the sponsors here who are so important to the lifeblood of your football team.
Oh, look, absolutely. The most important one, I guess, for the women is Heidi Barreau from the Lighthouse. The Lighthouse, she's been a great supporter of our women's program for about 3 years now, so we couldn't do it without Heidi. We've also got West, we've got CleanScope, so plenty of good sponsors supporting the women.
And the lights are beaming from across where we are. The scoreboard looks magnificent.
It is looking quite good at this stage. Another close sort of rivalry with the Div 1R teams with Morphees and SMOSH as well. So they've played each other in a couple of grand finals, and Morphees taking the chocky. So it's a bit of a grudge match there as well.
Do you get the chance to watch games of football, seeing you're the boss and you have all of your minions running all over the place in different directions? What can you do?
No, look, that's a really good question, actually. I'll try and watch as much of the game as I can, but with all sort of community footy clubs, everyone pitches in and does what they can, and from running the barbie to the scoreboard, and, there's always plenty of jobs.
Good work. Thanks for having a chat to us now.
No
Get
worries.
back to where you should be, on the other side of the fence.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Good on you, mate.
Bye.
And welcome back, and just looking at some of the stats for the game here, Peter, very interesting. That quarter, the inside 56 to SMOSH Westlakes and 9 to Morphy Park, and it was 5-9 the opposite way in the first quarter. So it's actually quite even, 15 to 14 in total, the inside 50s. How have you seen that from both teams?
You know what, I think we might have been having this sort of discussion last week, Tony, about you're the coach and the players rush out for, say, three-quarter time, and you get your whiteboard out. Which stat do you go to first? And those AFL guys that got together during the week, and they threw up a stat to me which I thought was of substance, and they all agreed it's team stats. It's not individuals. Yep. Someone can get 30 possessions, but what does the team do? And if you can concentrate on the team element, you're halfway home. And we're not going to be concentrating on the scoreboard too much because we've only had 3 goals. But it's the team element, I think, that might be what decides a win in this very, very important game of football.
And on that inside 50, so, if you break it down a little bit more, 9 to Morphy Park, 6 to SMOSH, the last 5 of those 9 went to Morphy Park. So the last 5 inside 50, so that's the trend that has come up in those inside 50. So you can actually start to be a bit microscopic and break it down. In regards to tackling, you wouldn't believe it, 19 to 19 for the quarter, and 34-37. So Morphettville Park have done 3 extra tackles for the game. So both teams are hard at it with regards to their tackling.
Have you got, I'm sorry, I don't want to catch you out on this, but free kicks from the umpires?
No, we haven't got that.
I'd be fascinated to know, because we've said the umpires have let play go on. And I just wonder, whether or not, yeah.
And I find, when I look at stats from a coaching point of view with tackling, sometimes you can have a higher amount of tackles. That's great, but that means the opposition's had the ball more for you to apply the tackle.
Yep.
So the next one is the ruck taps. So Morphy Park got in front there, 12-10 overall. However, SMOSH was 7-5 for the quarter. So, of course, Molly Affelter started the quarter. But I see Morphy Park's second ruckman is Celeste Donor, number 28. And she's not overly tall. And Sarah Vanderwall. So they're not really getting on top. Whilst they're winning overall, that quarter, SMOSH got on top there. So the stats are fairly close at the moment, as we'd expect from 2 top-ranked teams. I think SMOSH Westlakes, just a little bit coming back, may have helped them that quarter. And they held up Morphettville Park there with those 2 goals, 2 to 1 goal free. So it's still quite close.
True. Now, I actually got another stat hand passed to me by Brad Smith, who said, look, we don't want to dominate your coverage. And I said, if you've got some information, my friend, tell me. And he gave me something which I thought was, a way to go. Brad Smith for SMOSH saying the vice-captain of the Div 1 reserves was a player called Nikki Noble, who turned 50 a few years ago. 50.
Still time for me yet.
She played with her daughter and only started football in 2019.
Wow.
That is magnificent. SMOSH have 29 teams. 29. You ready for this one? This could be the boil-over stat of the afternoon.
Come on, Peter. Give it to us.
You ready for it?
I'm hanging.
All share one change room.
Oh,
29.
Okay. Does he want us to speak to the council?
No.
There might be something. I thought they had renovations done here recently, but maybe not.
Just drink your coffee and have your banana bread and don't worry about us. We're okay.
Jeez, 29 teams with one change room.
Yeah, 4 girls' junior teams, 2 women's teams. And also in the summer they share with Henley and Grange their baseball club. And all I'd like to add is sport means so much, no thank you, to so many people. And I had a phone call, and I know you love his stats. I had a phone call through from my brother last night, who turned 70 next week, and he said, major news in country football, we have signed a player who has played in a premiership with the Sydney Swans and a premiership with Collingwood. And he, as we speak, is running around for a team called Golden Point East Ballarat in a place called Darley, which is on the way to Melbourne. So I rang Michael back and I said, who is it? Tell me. He said, oh, yeah, I will tell you, because he was going through a lot of health issues. Football has given him the road to get back and play the game he loves. Darren Jolly. Ruckman.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, Sydney Swans, Melbourne.
That's it.
Been a bit of everywhere. Collingwood.
And he stressed that point. I'm sorry, mate, I'm going on, but he stressed the point and said, Jolly came back into the club. Everybody wanted him to be there because he'd gone through a few health issues and he's playing football, the game he loves.
It's interesting because I was writing some notes this week about something else down the track. But when you play sport, you're not only representing yourself, you're representing your team and you're representing your region. But first and foremost, you are representing yourself and your family.
Oh, that's a very good point, Tony.
And sometimes our biggest community is our sports club. If you're, what we were taught as children, if you're a member of a sports club, that's your community. It's not about just the 2 hours today that these magnificent young ladies are playing. It's the community support. It's the socialising. It's the having a chat if you need to have a chat with someone and you feel comfortable with your friends that you play footy with.
Oh, very good.
You go through a lot of things together, and this can be very important for mental health, for just support, for loneliness. All of these sorts of things. Look at them out there warming up there, and they're going to have a great time. They're going to remember this. One of these teams is going to sing the song. We said it's not about individuals, but someone's going to wear a pair of dartfish, wear a beanie and a pair of dart thongs as well.
Yeah, someone's going to eat some banana cake too. So you've got about 4 slices in there.
Yeah, well, I like to share. So they're just looking over at the bench here, not sure what's happening. There's a little bit going on. There's 1, 2, 3. Now there's a 4th one coming in. So Kendall Saffin was just late in, and they had 7 in the forward line. That's what happened, Peter. But anyway, up it goes in the middle. Clear ruck tap to Molly Affelter. She's going really well. Oh, great pick up in there, and just slipping at the last minute was Celeste Stoner. Taken to the ground, and fantastic tackle. Of course, our boundary rider, Sportus by Villies, tastes the difference, and our interchange moves by Interchanger, the hands-on AFL team rotation software experts.
Good stuff out of the middle. Killian almost had it, went across towards Hartley, attempting to clear for Morphettville Park. Couldn't do so. Let's do it again, folks. 2-2-14 to 1-3-9, Morphettville Park lead. Magnificent facilities, I might add, too, at this venue as Tegan Usher kicks the ball down the ground, deep into the forward pocket, rolls towards the boundary line. Racing back there is Cass Hartley. Will she be able to gather it? Bodies are being put all over the ball. Umpire will blow the whistle and does right now. Just walking through the footy club, Tony, I love it when you look up and you see the boards are up to date. Who won the flag last year? Yep. Who won the best goal kicking? All that. Magnificent. This venue here, it really is quite spectacular.
They do have a lot of past players.
Yeah.
The SMOSH and the West Lakes separately, they come together, and there's that history of the two teams, and they have past players' days as well. So strong team here, 29 teams, so
in one
really
room.
Strong club, yeah. So anyway, up it comes, and Kendall Howell, it is held to it. I tell you what, they've done, structured up well. They've got Molly Affelter in ruck at times. Now they've got number 29, Georgina Evans there. So Affelter, here she is here. So she was a kick behind the play. Can't quite get involved. Ran past that. Oh, player driven into the ground. Is that driven forward? Umpire says free kick. It is. So Affelter's just behind her here. But she's played on. She's gone down the ground. And that is Rebecca McMahon again. Right into that forward pocket play. Oh, just pop that ball up, Morphy Park. It's in a dangerous position. Now, further left of here is Tamika Cox in the goal square, number 24. She's very tall as well. So they've got those 3 in a line, if you like. The ruckman is back, ruck person, behind the play, which is Affelter. They've got a person in ruck that's tall, and then up forward is Tamika Cox. So they've got the 3 very high, tall players there as the ball's in that dangerous forward line. Morphy Parker over it. The umpire is going to let it go. So, if you're coaching, you've got to say, well, keep going at it, because this is what's going to happen. Now it's in a dangerous position. If Smosh Westlake's going to kick out, there's a player to the left of this. They can't get it to her. Out it comes around. Now they'll pop it up. It doesn't go very high at all. So Natalie Hadjikostas, the captain, just going to steady for them, Peter.
Yeah, good grab.
Oh,
hello. Poor kick, though.
Just as I throw to you, look out.
Well, she was in a perfect position to take that short pass, but she took off, and now the resultant kick forward is just as wonky and wobbly. Kick out of the pack, bounces in towards full forward, and will run into the behind post, and there'll be a throw in. So both teams having the chance there of doing some damage. And if you don't have to wait and you can just keep on running after the ball is kicked through for a behind, well, you're halfway home, and that's what's happened to Morphettville Park. The ball across the half-back. Scrambly play from both teams. Hand pass goes wide. It'll be Delaney who tries to kick it away for Morphettville. It bounces back into the centre. This is a good-looking build-up. Wilson rushed through, lost it. Free kick. Oh, I don't know.
A lot of that, isn't it? Turnovers.
Yeah, there's Rachel Killian in towards half forward, but it's kicked a kick down there, Tony. That ball just off the side of the boot, and no real position with the ball. Just did the wobbling and went straight to Smith, and Smith kicks all right, and the relieving mark is taken with no change to the score since half time. 1-4-10 to 2-2-14. I should say there's been a behind scored, but it's a real arm wrestle. It's a real tug of war out there.
So Tess Maple it is with the ball, and that was a nice kick coming forward by Morphy Park. So Tess goes one way, then the other, and now kicks forward into their forward line. Oh, it's a nest of Smosh Westlakes players there, and Shay Partington, been very impressed with her desperation down there. I tell you what I like to do every now and then. You see the cameras quite close here, but about 30, 40 metres off the ball, just have a look at what's happening structure-wise. So the West Lakes player is allowed her teammate to pick that ball up facing away. They've got it out, but only as far as Morphy Park. 2 or 3 handballs, no opposite foot. The big ruckman comes in, Molly Affelter. Can't get a kick on it, and the umpire is called for a throw-in, I believe. No, I thought it was a signal there.
Last touch.
Free kick. Yeah, so Morphy Park, tell you what, no, not quite half a chance. Wilton it is, can't get down to it for Morphy Park. So Smosh Westlakes player right in that back pocket, just throws the ball up in the air and throws a leg at the ball, which was effective to kick it, but kicks it straight back to Morphy Park. And that scoreboard's really starting to show up out there with the light. But the rain has stayed away, about 15 degrees down here. Sun's gone, and there's a grab in front of goal. Oh, she snatched that ball back, and I think this was Melinda Speechley, who she really started, really impressive her first 5 minutes today. I thought, geez, this girl's going to be on fire, and haven't seen much of her since. But that mark, if she can flash in and out like that, there's only a kick in it. So that mark has got her within range, maybe just. Little stab at it, just over the top of... Do they have fingernails? They probably do. Just over the top, and Melinda Speechley, great goal, and that's given them that little bit of a breathing space now with 10-point lead. That's the biggest margin of the day as we speak. But we saw that good mark come in. Look at her there, very deliberate lining up, really good kicking style. Very casual at the end, relaxed. She certainly knew what she was doing, Peter, slotted that straight through. So you'll see here, that's what I was talking about now. Molly Affelter has gone to centre forward. They've got a tall down there, Tamika Cox at full forward, and another tall, which I think is Lauren Beck, is in the ruck.
She's just come on, Lauren Beck.
Yeah, so they're trying to line up very tall Smosh Westlakes. The trouble is, Peter, they need to get it down there.
No, look, there's no question about the initiative being taken by Morphettville Park, and they're going to get a free kick out of the middle. That goes to Neve Delaney. And her left boot to ball in towards centre half forward, clears the pack. Who's going to run? Who's going to get there first? It's in the forward pocket. It's in the forward pocket. Snap at goal from Tess Maple. She was charging down the ground. It bounced, and the forward, who's kicked 21 goals before today, would be disappointed that was a behind only. She was ready to kick a goal, and it didn't happen.
Have a look at her hands on her head still too.
But there's no question about it. The advantage now being taken by the visitors, Morphettville Park, and they are playing well as Killian gets grabbed. Her mum Glynis would be watching on, and one of the most ferocious supporters, and I say that in the right tone, loves watching Rachel Killian play, and the ball marked for Morphettville. Jess Finderwall. Kick, not all that smart, but bounces in towards the forward pocket. Hand pass comes out towards Partington. Partington's kick back into the middle. Oh, almost. It's paid. It's paid. The mark there to Ella Little, and she will kick Morphettville Park back into attack again.
But she finds a player. Oh, just a little bit aggressive there. That was Chloe Karamosha, and she's right in front of the Smosh Westlakes coaching box. Oh, this way, that way. Almost ran herself into trouble. I'll tell you what I love with the girls. The one that was on the mark there, she's coming off smiling and laughing. When Tess Maple missed that goal before, her teammate came in and gave her a big hug. You just see some different things out here, and I love seeing that, the sportsmanship, and they're having fun. They're enjoying it. Well, that's not having fun being on the bottom of that tackle, but they do. A lot of the girls smile and enjoy it and talk, and they sing and carry on. There's dogs on the boundary line, but Sarah Whitten taken out of the tackle there. Smosh Westlakes are getting a lot of play back here, Peter, in that half back line. They're quite stoic back there, but they need to get it down to this wing and then that next kick forward. They've got the talls down here, I keep mentioning it. They're both back here deep. They're going to go the other side of the ground. That's a nice kick out there. I reckon that was Alicia Fitzgerald. This is the one that needs to hit a target, and if it doesn't, they're in trouble. See, stolen there. Shea Partington had it and taken off her. She's a competitor, though. She goes back and tackles. I like to see that, Peter. Great second effort.
She's been good. if you looked at the best 3 or 4 players from either side, I'd reckon that the list is now starting to become chock-a-block for Morphettville Park. They, without question, had the initiative in this game. I'll just check on the scoreboard. That is across from where we are. 10 minutes gone in this term. Rodney John Boy Moody, that's the scoreboard from an administrator and volunteer who passed away in 2015. 4 decades given by this wonderful person, and of course the scoreboard that we're looking at is a demonstration of the admiration and affection those involved with the club have for that man who passed away in 2015. Now the run is there. Rusden, one way, then the other. Does very well. Looks to Armitage. Armitage bangs the ball down into the forward pocket. Chance there for Martino. Left boot to ball from Martino. It rolls into full forward in the square. Hand pass comes out rather fortuitously, but the kick isn't. The kick goes straight back down there to Donor, whose kick bounces just wide and through for a behind. But Morphettville Park, they are dominating at the moment. They move with that behind to 3-4-22. SMOSH Westlakes stagnant on 1-4-10.
And I'll tell you what's exciting. I get up out of the seat watching that because I thought that's almost going to go through. Right behind that, you can see the rain clouds behind. We haven't got the rain at the moment, but maybe or maybe not towards the end of the game. Anyway, they come out, SMOSH Westlakes out that far side. They need to get a bit of a link up as we're looking at current temperature around about 13 degrees as we speak, and a little bit of rain coming across Adelaide, so we might be okay here. But Morphy Park have turned that back inside. Guess what? Kicked it straight back to SMOSH. This is what they did well in the second quarter. That 2 or 3 in teams, and that's a nice kick, lifting the eyes and getting that to Tegan Usher. Now Tegan Usher has just slowed this right down, holding on here, kicking into Kendall Howell. They need about another 4 or 5, and that's what I talk about with the coast to coast. In women's football, you need 5 or 6 possessions to get it from one end to the other. Well, they're coming up to inside 50 here. Why wouldn't you kick it to the big ruckman? Molly Affolter, great effort. Oh, and she's got hold of the tackle. I tell you what, that's a competitor. If you don't mark the ball, you get back in after it, and God help the person that's got it in their hand. She's going to go up in the rack. Ruck wins the tap. Back 10 metres to Tegan Usher, who comes forward 15. So the ball's about 5 metres in front of that ruck tap. Well done there by the Morphettville Park player. Back into a nest of SMOSH Westlakes. How's the closing speed? Amelia Rusden. Whoa, gee whiz, this is UFC.
Should have been a free kick then.
That closing speed by Amelia Rusden was fantastic, and that's what's going to get them up and going. Look at them in here now. Big swipe forward by Morphy Park. Last 7 inside 50s have been Morphettville Park's way, and they're about to head there again, Peter.
13 minutes of play having elapsed in this quarter, and the margin is 12 points, and the margin is flattering. SMOSH Westlakes can't buy a goal at the moment. Fraser the only goal scorer, and for Morphettville Park they've got 3 goal scorers. For, you would think, SMOSH Westlakes to have a chance in this game, they would have to score before 3-quarter time, and as we speak that doesn't look like it's happening as Morphettville Park to half forward, and it bounces over the boundary line. Is it still in play? Umpire says keep watching, keep watching. The boundary umpire saying the same thing, and now the umpire, who is of the field umpire variety, gets across and will toss it in the air. He gets ready, does just that. Out of the pack. Good grab there by Donor, who was well tackled. Good strong tackle there by Hal Kendall. No, kicked off the ground. It's not too far away from Morphettville Park's goal scoring area. Around the grounds, it's tossed and pushed and shoved. It's grabbed eventually, and a hoof from Lauren Beck gets it all 20, 30 metres back towards the centre wing position. Chance for Killian out there. She's tackled. Umpire lets play go on. They all jump upon her, and now there'll be a bounce.
They have let it go, haven't they?
Haven't they?
The umpires, all that hard work by Morphy Park, and it was, you were correct, they pushed it, rolled it, kicked it off the ground, whatever, just to keep it moving and get it forward, and then one kick back by SMOSH Westlakes. They're outside 50 again, and if they get it here, Morphy Park, they'll go back inside 50. Oh, missing the ball there SMOSH Westlakes player. Geez, I'll tell you what I'm impressed with. Two top teams, how close they are. When they get in possession of the ball, there's not too many that are getting, unless it's a mark or a free kick, there's not too many easy kicks out there unless you've got a bit of time and space. So drops down in front of Lauren Beck there, or it might have been Kendall Howell. Just coming out. This is what I'm talking about. Look at that pressure. Geez, I'll tell you what, Amelia Rusden, just those little things, that chasing and tackling out there has been fantastic. They're back, not quite inside. They are inside 50 again, Peter. They're away here. Now there's a nice little give. Couldn't get a boot the ball properly. Chloe Karamocious going to get a second chance at it here. Morphy Park. Oh, it's stuck to her like glue. There must be a lot of mud on that ball. I'll tell you what, that was a strong saving tackle in there. A little bit of a push and shove. Up it goes. SMOSH Westlakes player Lauren Beck gets to the ball. First of all, swats it out towards the boundary. Still going up and down. I'll tell you what, for the amount of time that Morphy Park have had it in here, they probably should be getting another goal here, Peter. And it's very dark over the back there, but according to the radar, we're not getting much rain. So
not.
Big throw in by the umpire. How do they structure and set up? SMOSH Westlakes first the ball, but they can't get it out. Shea Partington again. SMOSH Westlakes now applying the tackle. Both teams, Peter, applying great tackling pressure. I am so impressed with this as we're up to, is that 16 or 18 minutes on the scoreboard, the
16.
game clock. 16 minutes brought to us by Adelaide Starbus. And there's a free kick. Can they relieve the pressure here, SMOSH Westlakes?
Well, what we have noticed has been virtually the whole quarter, every player has been on the opposite side of the ground. Every player. And from where we are, obviously we can pick them up with difficulty, but that's been the tactic, and it's been a tactic that's been employed by the coaches of the two teams, and we haven't had too many scores, and the ball is, where we speak, on the opposite side of the ground where it spent most of this, the third quarter. Chance to come forward for Morphettville Park as we head towards three-quarter time. Can't win the ball. It's an angly pack. Buchanan goes in there, can't win it away. Welcome back to Beck. They crunch, and that's Beck Buchanan, McMahon I should say, who crashes through. There's no reward there. The ball will be tossed in the air.
Jeez, it's willing out there, Peter.
It is, yes. There's certainly willing, all right. Ball tossed in the air. 3 or 4 players go for it. Umpires watching, but I don't think there's going to be any letter from National Pharmacies to say you can buy glasses during the week if you wish.
Have a look at number 10 there, Amelia Rusden, really starting to isolate her and just keep an eye on her. She's just off this pack, but is she a competitor? When that ball gets in her area, she's just at it. Boy, oh boy.
Well, this score, look, it's 3 goals to 1 goal, and we're almost at three-quarter time.
Look at the pressure. They see the two, 14, 15, and 11. So number 4 and number 11, so Tess Morecambe and Natalie Hadjikostas, both picking up number 15 there, Casey Fraser. They're all just so tight in around each other. Now there's a player free. That doesn't happen very often, but it's just a hack kick back. Now we have a contest again. So Maria Martino comes around on that opposite side, and that's a free kick to SMOSH Westlakes. They are having a ton of trouble though getting out of here. I spoke about those 3 tall pillars. She's probably a kick off this now, Molly Affolter. She's running in now. She's the only one leading forward, but she's a good 30, 40 metres off this. So SMOSH Westlakes player just picking it up. This will be a standing kick again. Tegan Usher. It's not going to get towards now. Affolter, see, she comes in at the back, but contesting was Tamika Cox, the ruckman. So, ruck person. So, see, Affolter runs off. Cox is going to be in the ruck here. So it's Beckett is. Could have taken that out. Tapped it forward. A soccer off the ground, which is Morphy Part will do that to get it forward. Now it comes in the direction of Cox, who takes the mark. So this is where we get the 3 lining up. So she's kicked out wide, and she's kicked that too wide. That's gone into Seaton, I think.
Almost 20 minutes gone, and if ever they needed a goal, they needed one right now, Tony, and they're not going to get it. They're going to run out of time.
And just those beautiful houses in the background, I'll tell you, you can have all the satellite dishes in the world, but if you want to watch our magnificent game on Filming Footy, you don't need to have a satellite dish. Just look us up on YouTube, Facebook in the Adelaide Footy League, and you can get all the action on a Saturday afternoon with Tony Neal and Peter Welsh commentating on this big game down here, Peter.
It's a game where the side that when they pick up the victory, is going to assert some superiority and perhaps make further inroads into finishing in second spot on the table. And that at the moment looks like Morphettville Park as they about to come forward. Armitage fell over at the wrong time. Good interception by Danielle Higgs.
In numbers.
And there goes the siren. And the siren sounds and ends what is a pretty average quarter in terms of the scoreboard, with Morphettville Park 3-4-22 to SMOSH Westlakes at 1-4-10. So in that quarter we only had a behind to SMOSH Westlakes and 1-1 to Morphettville Park. It's a handy 12-point lead at three-quarter time to the visitors.
And we're just going to take a short break and come back with our boundary rider with all the news.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
Check out Catch, where everyday Aussies are getting great deals, like Justin's Timber Rake, Sylvester's Cologne, Celine's Dijon, and Camilla's Pasta Bowls. For millions of products, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
And welcome back to the West Lakes Oval here. We can see in the background there the hills are pouring rain out there, but we're okay here. There's nice palm trees in the background. SMOSH West Lakes are over right on the boundary there, and I did pose the question at three-quarter time about going off the ground, but they're allowed to because you're not allowed to run water at the moment with COVID. So Christina Shepherd is our boundary rider. She's been down to SMOSH West Lakes, and we're going to hear what's been going on in the SMOSH West Lakes camp.
Thanks, guys. I've just come back from the SMOSH huddle at three-quarter time. It's really high pressure, a lot of planning going on by the coaches. SMOSH really do just need to up their work rate, up their intensity and play hard football if they want to get back into this in the last quarter. Morphies have been doing really well at keeping up the pressure, getting into space, they're getting to all the balls, but what they really need to secure this win is to keep the ball in the forward line and finish it off when they get there. Should be a really exciting final quarter. Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much, Christina. It's a great wrap-up and great intel down there. And it's interesting, SMOSH West Lakes pretty much have been in that huddle since they grabbed their drinks. And I was watching Morphettville Park. They got into their three groups, mids, backs and forwards. Or it could be blondes, darks and brunette. I don't know. But, no, good on them. They've got some good support out there. They've got some nice assistants out there helping as well, talking to the different groups. I think it's fantastic the way they're structuring up. And it's showing on the scoreboard, Peter, of course, their goal scorers have been spread today. Sarah Wilton with one, Lucy Armitage with one, and Melinda Speechley with one. And, of course, Casey Fraser is the lone goal scorer for SMOSH West Lakes. Some of the better players that you've seen out there, Peter?
Well, I think you could throw a blanket across those that were in and around the centre of the ground in that third term, because we saw plenty from Lucy Armitage, Cass Hartley, Sarah Wilton was about the place. Running free and looking dangerous was Melinda Speechley. I would have liked to have seen Tess Maple kick that goal. She would have been a bit frustrated, or perhaps more than a bit frustrated. But the numbers rolled off the tongue when you were talking about Morphettville Park. And for SMOSH, even though we were talking in adulation when Molly Afalta was doing so well early, she couldn't be expected to continue to run out of the game like the way she was. I still reckon that their best player is Rachel Killingham, but they just need to kick a goal.
Yes.
They've just got to get a goal and get a chance in this game, get some sort of a sniff.
All right, thanks very much for that, Peter, and great to have your intel, mate, because you've seen a lot more women's football than we have over the years, and it's fantastic to get you down here and be commentating on these games. You're doing a fantastic job out here, and we're all learning
mate,
from
it's
you.
It's all about the banana cake and the coffee.
Yeah, that's what's keeping you going. And look, very quickly, we'll go to some of the statistics here. So the inside 50s that quarter, well, look at it, 10-1 to Morphy Park. They just couldn't capitalise on that. The tackling was 24-16. I reckon 23 of them was Amelia Rusden. She really has a go. And the ruck taps were 11-7. So they're on top all over the ground. So thanks very much to that for that, Cam. And we're about to take in our last quarter. I'll tell you what, though, 12-point difference in a game like this. 2 quick kicks, and who knows what could happen. See, they've got Celeste Donor in the ruck again now, up against Molly Affelter. Now, I would pick Molly to win this one easily, but I'll tell you what, she can get up here, Donor. Just watch her to the right of screen here. No, she's not coming in now. It's a different ruckman after all that, but well, that's why Molly Affelter gets it. Comes around now on Morphy Park. They're attacking already. Oh, nice little deft tap there by Melinda Speech. It doesn't bounce up for a teammate, but the effort was there. It doesn't matter. A teammate goes and gets it. They are a well-drilled team, and they're having a fair income go. Out on the wing here, we've got number 10 is Alexander Mason on Olivia Evans. They're nice and close to each other here. Ball on the ground, just up one of the midfielders. That's where they need to win it, Peter, if they're to get it forward, and they do through the ruck person there. Around comes Cassandra Hartley. She's been impressive today. Puts it to team advantage. That was a good kick to advantage. 2 left footers in a row, pushed after, and a nice mark just outside 50, Lucy Armitage. So she's been impressive. There's 25. So let's just have a look. We've had 2 left footers in a row. Armitage it is, and number 25 is Emma McDonald, getting a bit off the opposition. I'll tell you what, she's given that a great kick, and that is the second goal to Lucy Armitage. What we were talking about before, Peter, if you can get 2 or 3 pieces of play that link up, and they did that through a couple of players there with the left footers, kick to a right footer, but 3 kicks in a row, 2 marks, 3 kicks, third kick goes through for a goal, and now they've got that little bit more breathing space there, 18 points in front.
And I'm sure that Greg Phillips will be furious there, the ball coming forward with not too much pressure, and then the crazy running over the mark when the extra meterage is available, and a superb kick that's resulted in another goal, and that shut the gate. They're not going to kick 4 goals to bounce back here. And to me, it's the side now that bring the ball forward for Morphettville. They are the side that is running on so boldly and strongly. Rushing over to try and get hold of the ball is Chloe Karamoshis. And there's a whistle and there will be a free kick.
Really getting on top too.
Are they what?
Speechley, yeah.
She goes to short pass.
Whoop.
Slips through the fingers. Goes back towards the forward pocket. Go, run if you can, Sarah Wilson. Kicks wide in towards centre half forward. Hand pass over the top. Will go where? Will go for a shot at goal just off line.
How's the bell?
Just off line and through for a behind. But we haven't had too much rain, but these floodgates might be opening here because Morphettville Park in the first couple of minutes of the final term have kicked 1-1 to be 4-5-29. SMOSH Westlakes. They're a long way behind. Dragging the chain, folks. They are 1-4-10.
So the kick comes out for SMOSH Westlakes. Can they go straight down the guts, Peter? Here it is, second kick in. It's a 50-50 player. She just left her player there to come forward, the Morphettville Park player. Risk equals reward. It's on the ground now. SMOSH Westlakes player just bobbling it around there. Can't pick it up. Looks like it could be Wilton in there, but there's 2 players look similar, and that's actually Cassandra Hartley, who was in that bit of play earlier, along with Olivia Evans out here on the wing, who's having a good game. That is a great tap down. Just a blind turn, and unfortunately kicked the ground. So Ella Little it was, put down after the play too. She's still down behind play. 2 in a row. Here's what we saw earlier. 3 in a row. Sarah Wilton now. If they can get a mark up forward, that's a high kick inside 50. So obviously Molly Affelter has gone back now behind the play. So that's an interesting move there. Oh, geez, put the arm around trying to get to the ball. because I think she's got about an extra foot on her arm there. So player is up for Morphettville Park in back play. That's good. Up it goes. They win the tap. 2 players there. They can't quite get hold of it. I reckon this is Celeste Donor, who's had a good game. SMOSH Westlakes are endeavouring to get it out. That's a great kick down. Can't take it. Around it comes Remy Grant, who started well and then fell away a little bit, but got herself back in the game. And, downfield, free kick in back play. She looks a little bit hurt. Not sure which way she's going there. Poor old Natalie Hadjikostas, who's the captain. She's had a good game. We've called her name. Lovely name as well. Natalie Hadjikostas. So she comes out to this wing. They want to set up out here a bit. They got the numbers out here, but SMOSH Westlakes, nice little balk there. The only trouble there, the kicking around the corner, Peter, doesn't help anyone because it's not actually lining up and kicking to a target. So it's a 50-50 ball, 2-on-1. Rebecca McMahon over the top. She's had a fair game as well. She's put a body in where probably a lot of Angels would dare. Umpire throws up. See the players take off to their positions as well, which is fantastic. Our player taken out of it in back play there was Hadjikostas again. Umpires have really let this go. Now second player, that could be a little bit dangerous there. Don't like to see that where the head goes first in the tackle, but she's all right. She's up, and you're with Peter Welsh.
Rachel Killian was the player we were looking at. Now the ball's tossed in there. The umpire, I don't think, was satisfied with the ball toss. And maybe he was, because we're going to finish up with Jess van der Waal with the right boot. Back to the centre wing position. A good grab in the middle. Well done, Nat Hadjikostas. On the right boot, from half back towards centre wing. The fist is there from Tamika Cox. Didn't go too far. Rushing in Molly Afaltar. Kick towards the half forward line. Mark not quite taken, but a push in the back. Umpire, what are you going to do? Umpire's going to say, I'll take it. Getting to her feet is Nat Hadjikostas. But the ball is tossed in the air. 4-5-29 to 1-4-10. Oh, there's a ball tossed in the air, and it was like Costa Zoo throwing out a right hook that missed, fortunately. And the umpire will call for it again. Bit of brute strength there. We wait now for Olivia Evans to get in there. Ball kicked towards the half-forward line. Killian runs down, picks it up, kicks it in towards full forward. It bounces across the face of the goal front and through for behind only to make it 1-5-11 to 4-5-29. This is a very, very impressive performance by the side that going into this game were in second spot. They'll stay there. And SMOSH Westlakes were in third spot, just ahead of Adelaide Uni. So the race for those vital spots in the finals is now well and truly on. And in this term, we've gone just over 7 minutes. It's gloomy. It's dark here. If you're heading to the Globe Derby harness racing tonight, take a lamp, because you won't see if you don't. Jimmy Jakes will call it brilliantly, but it is very gloomy. In towards full forward. Can SMOSH get a goal? I don't think so. There's a good mark taken in defence over there. Now that is Nicole Hooper. Too far out to score from there. Some of the palm trees doing a bit of a wiggle and a waddle in the distance, and that car over there that's been there for the duration of the day remains unmoved. Obviously no parking tickets if you're over there for a period of time. Kick by Nicole Hooper. The distance will suit. She's kicked pretty well. She has kicked it very well. That was a decent hoof and a half. Some plaudits from her teammates. And that goal is the second only for SMOSH Westlakes, who are 2-5-17 to Morphettville Park 4-5-29. In this final quarter, we have gone 8.5 minutes. Tony, welcome back. I saw you leaving and I thought, Were you going to the bar, but then you came back out again?
No, I haven't been to the bar, Peter. I've just been off. I was actually looking after our boundary rider with a couple of little things. But, yeah, can they come back here? So, Hooper it was with a nice goal, but Morphy Park now under a bit of pressure. They're out again here, Smosh Westlake. Taking the ground, dropping the ball, Danielle Higgs. But you've got to give it a go. You have to give it a go. And, she's actually received the free player gliding by, which actually held her up. She's hit a target. She's off. Taylor, love it. The captain. Love it. And we got an interview with her at half-time and just bundled out of bounds there in front of Casey Fraser. So we'll have a throw-in over there in the pocket. Look, it's not too bad. It's a little bit dark down that end, but it's light at this end. It's quite bizarre,
I can't see either end.
Yeah, so in it comes. Big throw-in. Player swung around there, and the umpire did see that's... Ella Little, I reckon, was just swung around as that ball was flying in. That was quite interesting to see. So she'll relieve the pressure for Morphy Park in the back line here. I reckon she'll kick out here. There's a swarm of them out here, and she's kicked straight to that swarm. But the big Dukes go, I tell you what, she's been very impressive, Molly Affolter, all day long. She's going to get close to the player on the mark there and kicks it straight back into the Dukes of Sarah Vanderwall. She's had a very impressive second half, Peter.
She's been good.
We're going to have a bit of fun and games picking our best player shortly.
No, you will.
So, just kicking into the player on the mark there and still on the ground. Smosh Westlakes are going ahead. That's a nice kick in. Player in front, can't take it, picks it up, handballs it out. Guess what? Straight back to Ella Little, and she's going to clear. That's a booming kick. Look at that ball roll. It's rolled as far as she kicked it. It's down into the wing. You wouldn't believe it. Morphy Park are going to go inside 50 within about 2 seconds. Maple leads for it, doesn't get it. That's a bounce that didn't come back, and this is Amelia Rusden. Pick it up, Amelia. Get rid of it. Flick it out. Anything will do. Wilton it is after it. They need one here with all that work. Sammy Allen it is. Kicks around the corner. The Dukes go up. And that is a mark to Faye Karafilides. And I was waiting to call her name because I saw that name last night and I thought, what a fantastic name. Faye Karafilides gives it to Daniel Higgs on the half-back flank. And that's a very exciting piece of play there, Peter.
She could be related to Anthony Koutafidis.
Very much so.
But you don't think that's correct? No.
Karafilides.
There's the chance now.
Correct.
Here's Rachel Killian. Is there a pulse?
Geez, they're still running.
Is there a pulse? The mark is good. Taken by Lovett. Lovett down the ground. Searches for Lauren Beck. The ball will sit for her or will it? She's got it. She's tackled. She went the hand pass. Didn't go too far.
Done.
In there rendering assistance is Nicole Hooper. The body goes in. So does the body of Taylor Lovett. And there'll be a bounce at half forward. At right half forward, 2 goals the difference. Let's have a look. We've gone 12 minutes, and they have looked as polished in the last 7 or 8 minutes as they have for the whole game. But I don't know whether it's too late.
So, ball on this side of the ground. It's made it easy for us. So 12 minutes in, thanks to Adelaide Starbus on the scoreboard there, and because the score's brought to us by Sports Interactive. Look at them now. They're going forward again through Lauren Beck. She pops it in. Big clash there. And I tell you what, Casey Fraser it was that put a body in and couldn't quite take it. So a ball up there as well. So just up it goes, hits it in, makes it very easy for Smosh Westlake straighter in front of goal. So hitting inside and just hanging off that pack is Taylor Lovett. Just at the back of the pack here. Can they get it to the captain? Can't quite. Down on the ground, working hard. Lauren Beck, she's in everything at the moment. Forces the kick out wide. Player on the wing. Tried to lift that ball up, Olivia Evans, to get it over. Taken in a tackle. That's a big tackle too. Tegan Usher.
Just on that, Tony, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah,
I didn't realise that she had glasses until she went past our caravan during the break, or might have been before the game, and she wears glasses when she plays. I didn't know that.
Jeff Blesson.
Yeah.
The great man from Essendon. Good on her out there having a go. Look, 2-on-1 here. Smosh Westlakes to Morphy Park, but the Morphy Park player gathers the ball. Really well done by Madeline Smith. She's just spilt it. She's in front now. can't quite get the kick to their advantage. It's to a 50-50. Players rush in. I'll tell you what, she's had a real go, Amelia Rusden. Really good second half as well. Umpire will ball it up here. Right on the half-forward line for Smosh Westlakes. Oh, unable to take it there. Sorry for Morphy Park. Smosh Westlakes now clearing, going down their way. Number 8 is Jessica Dorr. Comes around. Back it comes inside. Good team play. Tamika Cox puts it in. Ball bounces well. Look at him running past in that play you were talking about, Tegan Usher. Back on it. She's had a fair bit of it as well. Pops it in forward. Opportunity. Oh, Smosh Westlakes player taken high. Umpire, geez, he took a long time to adjudicate. He says, go back and have a free kick, young lady, because you're 2 goals down on the scoreboard. You've got 5.5 minutes to go. They can get back in this. Could we see a draw? Look at the dark sky over there. There's palm trees in the background. There's dogs on the boundary line. Oh, it's exciting, Peter. Anyway, they're going to line up. A long, long way out. Players are streaming down too. They're getting a lot of numbers down there. So we're just waiting. There's an injury on the half-back flank over there. So trying to carry off, and that's unfortunate. That's the big ruckman, Molly Affelter. No, she's helping someone else off. So that's unfortunate. So just 8 of the last 9 inside 50s have been Smosh Westlakes. They are coming at it in a rush. Casey Fraser has the ball in hand. And that's Partington, I believe, coming off, who's been a very good player for them all day. Shay Partington, a very good player. That's a pity to see. They're just taking her off, and not good to see any injury in any standard of football. Anyway, we're back with the player. Umpire calls player now. She's going to have a shot there, Casey Fraser. Probably outside the 50. Players are streaming past for a handball. Doesn't even look that way. That's a long kick in. Oh, big shove at the back. Morphy Park clearing, and that is on the full. And guess who? Tegan Usher is going to have a shot at goal, and she's had a very good game, I might say. And interesting young girl with glasses on. Good on her for having a go. I really love to see that. So Tegan Usher on there. It's not the impossible angle. We've seen a goal already today from that position. Look at them streaming in. Get it on, young lady. Oh, she's got on the check side. Could it bounce through? Oh, Morphy Park. I'll tell you what, I'm excited. Is it the banana cake, the coffee, the standard of the game? I'll tell you what, it's all happening out here.
Well, it's all happening everywhere because all of the players, bar none, have decided that the best piece of terra firma would be at the far end of the ground. So they've all gone down there and said, if the ball comes in our direction, we might see it before you do.
Oh, look at the Dukes.
This is handy now for the side that's leading Morphettville Park because all we have to do is take a look at the score, which is 2-6-18 to 4-5-29. But we've gone 17 minutes. Brilliant work there on the half-back line by Mari Martino. Across towards the deep half-forward position, but Affolter gets back in there and takes the grab and will relieve the pressure. And there is pressure now. They have worked pretty hard. Whether or not there is another goal there for someone like Rachel Killian at half-back. She bangs the ball down into the centre of the ground. Watches. It's like the old 10-pin bowling. The Skittles are going in every different direction. Who's going to grab the ball? 2-on-1. Hand pass. Away you go, love it. The captain. In towards half forward. Bounces. Umpire says there's a push in the back. And the free kick will go against Georgina Evans. And it'll be Morphettville Park who'll take the kick as we get to 18 minutes and they lead 4-5-29 to 2-6-18.
So ball on the half-back line.
You're bribing me with the best player, are you?
No, I'm just adjudicating.
Don't forget those thongs are available. We should really make the players who get the BOGs wear the thongs.
Well, we have been earlier on in the year.
Well, this is tight. This is tight. This is a free kick. And the free kick goes to Smosh. Short pass is on from Jessica Dorr. And there is a mark. There is a mark. Jessica Dorr. Short pass was on in the left forward pocket. The kick by Killian is going! to hit the post. Oh, that was close.
So she's had a very good game, the vice-captain Rachel Killian. So, they've had their moments, haven't they, I guess you'd say.
Well, Tony, the boss will say you can't live off what happened in the last quarter, but, you know, when they got that first goal in the last quarter, I thought that was a dead duck, but at least they fought hard, haven't they?
They have, yes, and talk about that. The ball's still out on that half-back flank there, and they're going to come forward again here, Peter. So, you know, sometimes you can salvage something out of the last quarter. You might not win the game, but some positives, because it could have been a whitewash the other way, the way it was looking there at one point. They were, you know, getting further and further behind. So in it comes. Competing is the name of the game. If you can hold that up. Oh, around the corner again. Gee, Tegan Usher again. She's getting leather poisoning as well as we speak. So good on her, young lady, and keeping them in the game. There's not long to go now. There's about half a minute, if that. Ball goes up. Big tap here by Tamika Cox. Down on the ground. Geez, look at them. And I tell you what, they're what we call fighting it out to the end. Strong and hard in there. Up it goes. Cox it is. Charges in. Two-handed punch. Morphy Park with a screwy right on the siren. And there's our final score. 4 goals, 5, 29 to Morphettville Park. And 2 goals, 7, 19 to SMOSH Westlakes. And you wouldn't believe it, they both had 9 scoring shots at the end of the day. Our boundary rider's just going to go out, let the players shake hands, and we will be with our boundary rider in a moment with a pair of Archie songs,
good,
which are fantastic.
I'll just give these goal scorers whilst we wait for everyone to freeze completely. Armitage 2, Wilton 1, and Speechley 1 for Morphettville Park. And for SMOSH, they got 2 in the finish. Fraser and Hooper, that margin. In the finish, got a bit tight, 10 points by way of a side that I think deserved to win.
Oh, fantastic. And congratulations to the goal scorers. As I said, 9 scoring shots each. We're just coming over, and I tell you what, mud on the knees, young Lucy Armitage, and she's had a mighty job. So just waiting now for our boundary rider. Christina is with Lucy Armitage, our winner of the Archie songs and the beanie.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with our player of the day. It's number 3, Lucy Armitage from Morphettville Park. You kicked 2 goals today. How do you think you played?
Yeah, I feel like I played all right. I mean, credit to the rest of the girls. I thought we all played pretty strong as a team and worked hard to get the win.
Yeah, it was a great effort by all the girls. We've actually got a few gifts for you as our player of the day. We've got some Archie's footwear, so enjoy those in the summer months of pre-season, and a dartfish beanie as well to keep you warm during the games. Do you think the girls that had a really strong turnout today, it seems like the work rate was really high, applying good pressure against SMOSH?
Yeah, that's something we tried to focus on, was just bring the pressure and keep grinding away even when they seem to have momentum, so I thought we did that really well.
Yeah, great work. And personally for you, was there any highlights out of your day today that you're going to take home with you tonight?
I didn't mind the first goal, bit of a snap. Yeah.
Great work. Well, thanks for joining us. Great work today, and enjoy the celebrations tonight. Back to you.
Fantastic. Great interview with Lucy Armitage there, and as she said, still just grinding away all that last quarter. And thanks very much to Christina Shepherd on the boundary today. Fantastic effort by the young lady coming in at the last moment.
Very good, Tony. And I know you love your sport and you love sportsmanship. Well, I can tell you that as soon as the game finished, Partington, who was the player who fell down and was taken from the ground opposite where we were, she was being helped from the ground. And I just say well done to the Morphettville Park players, because almost all of them realised that she was still a bit on the wonky side, and they went over, met her, and then walked with her towards where the boundary was, shaking hands, an indication, all right, the spirit of the game was there. She wasn't too flashy when she came off, but gee, that's good when that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, it is. It's really good to see, and sportsmanship or sportspersonship is alive and kicking. So, you know, eventual winners there, Morphy Park. They are second on the ladder, but you can see why now with that 10-point win, hard-fought win over SMOSH Westlakes. And we're going to have a look at a couple of statistics here. First of all, we look at the inside 50s. Well, 9-5 that quarter. SMOSH Westlakes came back that quarter, and they were really pushing away. But you see 29-25 overall. Then the tackle count was 17-13 to SMOSH, which means that Morphettville probably had more of the ball. That's the way I see the statistics. 67-74 overall. Last quarter, ruck taps 6-5. There's only one different in that last quarter, but they were certainly coming hard, weren't they, SMOSH West Lakes? They were coming home with it, and as we said, in the end, 9 scoring shots each. Thanks very much for that, Cam. That was brilliant with our statistics. So 9 scoring shots each, but just couldn't score on the scoreboard. So, Greg Phillips will be in that room now, just, I guess, ruining what could have been. And we mentioned through the game they had Big Molly Appleton and also Tamika Cox up forward at times, Lauren Beck. So they tried the 3 kingpins along that line. They just couldn't get the ball to them. And to Morphy Park's credit, I just really love the tackling of Amelia Rusden out there. Led the way. Olivia Evans on the wing here with the helmet on, really going hard at it. So, very happy with that. So, listen, what we'll do, we'll take a short ad break and we'll come back with a bit of a wrap-up in a moment. Welcome back, folks, and what a day it's been. It's just getting a little bit chilly, but we're lucky we're inside the broadcast trailer here. And Peter, a couple of interesting things have come up about the goal scorers.
Well, Tony, when we get together for our 35 phone calls throughout the week just to work out what we're doing, and we pick out stats, we had today Remy Grant, who started today with 11 goals, and that didn't add to that. Georgina Evans, 11. Nakia Wilson, 7. And so when you have those players who normally would be productive in some way, that adds to your goals. And today, they had 2 goal scorers and they just couldn't convert no matter how many times they had the ball in attack.
Yeah, you're correct. And what about at the other end? Tess Maple, we saw her run into an open goal. If she could have that back 10 times at training, that would be a goal every time. Ran into an open goal and hit the post. Now, if you tried to set that up at training, said run in and hit the post, you couldn't do it, could you? So, it just was against her a little bit. But the team, overall, the team gets up. So our goal scorers for SMOSH West Lakes were Casey Fraser with 1 and Nicole Hooper, of course, with 1. But who did you see as the better players? I'll just agree anyway.
Look, I'll go with Morphettville Park, and I think...
Oh, okay.
Well, you want me to go with SMOSH West Lakes, all right.
Partington, yeah.
I'll have to go with Rachel Killian, who to me was in the engine room for the duration of the day. She got caught a couple of times in a row in a short passage of time, but she was at the contest throughout, and she'll continue to get better.
Number 13, number 13.
Number 13.
Captain, yes.
The performance of Molly Afalta, particularly in the first quarter, she was dominating, and you thought, how long can she maintain the rage? She wasn't able to maintain for everything. And we'll also mention the performance of Tegan Usher. I'm not going to say we noticed her just because of glasses. The fact is we noticed her because she got the ball a lot.
She played well. That last quarter was great. Yeah. Just back on Molly Afalta too, her dukes. A lot of the day were good as well. But Tegan Usher, she's just, she's not a tall girl or anything, but just she knows how to get in and get that ball, doesn't she?
She does. And look, I've absolutely no doubt that there'd be more to learn from this game that Greg Phillips would have than the coaching panel of Morphettville Park, because I know they only won by 10 points, but they looked when they kicked that early goal in the last quarter, they're 3 goals in front. You thought, well, they're not going to lose. The side's not going to kick 4 goals when they've only kicked 1 for the whole game. So they looked like they were in control, and I'm sure that Greg Phillips and his best mate in Peter Hoffner, they'd have something to work with and to look forward to perhaps meeting them a little later on. But Tony,
yes.
SMOSH now stay with 12, and the side that's giving them pressure underneath is Adelaide University. They've got 9 points. It's no drama at all for the two that are 1 and 2, but we've got a few problems for SMOSH Westlakes. They've got to win. They've got to win some games.
SMOSH have won 6 and Adelaide Uni have won 4, so they're only 2 games off, and they didn't get ahead today. No. Morphy Park are up there with 8 wins. Of course, the draw, and Adelaide Uni have had the draw, so they're the 2 teams that drew. The other one, I thought, number 7, who we saw go off injured, but Shay Partington as well for SMOSH Westlake. So we go across to Morphettville Park, and we got Sarah Wilton with 1, Lucy Armitage with 1, and of course Melinda Speechley with 1, and the better players out there for Morphy Park.
Morphy Park had plenty at different stages. Loved the top of the range when you go with Hartley and you go with Armitage. And we had a lot of fun calling Nat Hadge-Costas, who was busy all the time. But she had plenty of mates. Celeste O'Donnell, who started the game well, number 28, and number 18, who finished the game well in Melinda Speechley. Mari Martino, number 17. And you had to look across and think, there's a good spread. There is a good spread of players who might not have enjoyed this murky setup that we're experiencing now, but they all gave when it was necessary.
So Olivia Evans with the helmet out here on the wing.
Yeah, she was good.
As well, yeah. So a great, like you said, a great spread. And that's the key to a winning team, isn't it, to have a good spread of players, and can they keep the ball rolling? So great interview with the coach pre-game. They've, I guess, played to how they want to structure up and win the game. It was a danger game down here. Muddy conditions. Wet, it wasn't wet, but muddy at each end of the ground. Sticking to their plan. They're hard at the ball. These women are hard at the ball, winning the 50-50s. As he said, the clearances, because it's going to be the forwards and the backs. They're going to have their own battles, but winning the clearances. So
no prisoners out there today, Tony. No
great
prisoners.
Play there. Look, a couple of sponsors once again to thank, and our pre- and post-game is Catch.com. Screaming good deals. Of course, our live filming and match day specialist filming footy. So that's pretty much a wrap from us, Peter Welsh. It's been an absolute pleasure to call with you, mate. I've been looking forward to it, and we had a ding-dong battle out there today. A little bit of toing and froing. Will they get up? Will they not get up? We also would like to thank our cameraman up on the roof. Who
is he still there?
He's still there. We had the cover out for him. He's actually over here now. And our producer, and of course our stats, and everyone else that helped on the day. And we did rake in our boundary rider, Christina.
Does she get any thongs?
We might think her a thong if she's
how
lucky.
How good are you then?
So, no, we'll see if we can get her something. She's already got a beanie, and I think she's nicked off with my jacket as well. So, no, it's been a pleasure down here. Women's football is alive and kicking. We can see that in 2021. And looking forward to the week coming up. Of course, on the Facebook page, you can get hold of Adelaide Football League. Between the Post show is on, which we've had the ladies run last week's show, if you go back and have a look at that. So there's a lot going on. You'll be able to vote for goals and marks and everything. And have a great week in football, folks, and we'll see you all again next week.